Can you hear me? I think now, yes, right? Just let me know if you can hear me. Oh, yes. So I can start, okay. Sorry for this few minutes of delay. So we are now, this is the lecture for the fingerprint part. And I'm glad to see that many of you are interested, so I received some email for more clarification, which makes me very happy. One clarification was related to the last topic that we discussed last time, and then the Poincare index, which is, of course, I understand, it's a formula not like so immediate to use, right? So I expected some doubts from your side, and I'm glad that I could read some emails with some of you that wanted more explanation. So we can start to repeat the how we want to extract singularity points in fingerprint, which is the method that we use, and with an example for which you had some doubts. So we can just repeat a little bit, and then we go ahead with the matching. Okay. Okay. So this is the formula. We have a neighborhood in the image, so a local area. And the center of the local area is the pixel where we want to detect the singularity, if any. So the answer may also be no, there is no singularity in the point. So the Poincare index, there is a ratio 1 by 180 degree. And then there is the sum of 8 elements. So this is very accurate as measured when we consider a neighborhood of 8 pixels, right? And then we compute differences. So differences between orientation in the differences in orientation between adjacent pixels. Right? OI plus 1 minus OI. This is I. And then once we compute this difference, so we will have, of course, 8 differences to consider. For each difference, we need to consider this normalization of the angle. And then if the angle given by the difference is greater than 90 degrees, as explained in the rule, then we need to subtract by the obtained difference minus 180. If the angle is between minus 90 and 90, then we can use just theta obtained by the difference. The last case is if theta is less than minus 90, then minus 90, then we can use like we can sum 180 to the theta that we obtain, right? So here is the index related to the neighborhood, and then the output. If the result of the sum and the ratio is 0, we have no singularity. For 1, we have a loop. For minus 1, we have a delta. And then 2, 4, 4. Now, the problem, a general problem, maybe, let's say, difficulty for you was to normalize, to understand how to normalize. Right? So here, one more slide. You can see visually what we are doing. So this is the pixel where we want to detect. So I can use the tool pointer. So this is the pixel where we are detecting a singularity, if any. And then these are the neighbors of this pixel that we are considering. And then we compute step by step the difference of adjacent pixel. Let's say the orientation in V2, which can be for maybe 45. The orientation in the 360, and then we do the difference. Right? If this difference is, for example, minus, I can go back at this point, minus 170, we will be here. So to minus 170, we will add 180, and then the result will be 10. So in the final sum, we just consider 10 as value, but not minus 180. This is why probably some of you, instead of having a loop, for example, just have a 0. We had this exercise done. So now this is a general summary of the formula, right? Now, if you want, we can do one more example that I can take from the book, and so that you see an additional application of this formula, if you want. So there is a question. Yes, so I think that some of you asked me just to do one more exercise. I understand, so I can start the lecture from one more exercise where we apply one more time the Poincaré index. So there is a question. The difference should be taken from I plus 1 and I. Yes, this is actually, so we can start from any neighbors in the considered like square neighborhood. We can see here. So we can start, for example, from the 4 minus the 5 and so on, and keep this orientation, or we can start from the 2. So we saw together like the example of no singularity, an example of loop, so we can consider one more, and I can use the whiteboard. Right? So I have here the book. So you also have the chapter 2 where I took the exercise. So we can come together like the data, for example, details of the data, right? I can write here what we have. So of course, these are the neighbor. This is the neighborhood. So here is the pixel that we want to analyze. So we will have, sorry for, okay, it's like 65. So we have here 65, and then we have here 90. Minus 65, and then we have 45, minus 45. This is example number 3, page 68 of the chapter 2. And then 10, 0, and minus 10. Right? So this is the case that we are considering. Right? These are the orientations, and we want to apply the Poincaré index to this one. So I'll let you think about it for a few seconds. Okay. Now, let's start from, so one of you can suggest from where to start, right? So the first difference, someone can write the first difference so that I want to see how it goes. Okay, the first differences for like most of you, for example, 65 minus 90, right? The difference number 1. Okay. Now we go and sum the rest, but before summing, we need to consider where this angle falls, right? And then we have here the normalization. So I go back. We are in how much is this difference? Minus 25, right? So we can write here minus 25. And then we don't remember the normalization, so minus 25 is not in the first, but in the second case. So we can exactly sum theta, right? So the minus 25 will be the element that we sum at the end in the Poincare index. I minus 25. And then difference number 2. So we start from here. This is done. Now we have the second 90 minus 65. So we have 90 plus 65. If you have any doubt, you know, you can interrupt me anytime. I can just repeat. So this will be 155, right? 155. And now we need to consider where this value falls. So in our and then in 155, right? 155 is in the first, second, or third case. 155 is the first one. Okay, greater than 90 degrees. So we are in the first case, which means that given theta, which is our 155, we need to subtract minus 180, and then we take minus 25. Minus 25. In any exercise, like if I assign an exercise during an exam, you may want to specify the normalization somehow. For example, you can specify that you are subtracting minus 3, so that I understand that you are normalizing it. And then we have another difference. So this is done. Minus 65 plus 45 is minus 20. I can write that. And then here we can write minus 20. Why? Because we are in the second case. The theta is between minus 90 and 90. Second. Now, Lisa is answering very well, so she understood. Now, the question and the doubt were from Hima, right? So just let me know if for you is going okay. So that you are, because you had a doubt, so you made me. I just want to make sure that you give me a sign that you are following. Hima, okay. Right? So we are different. So this is done, and now we have minus 45 plus 10 minus 35. And then minus 10, this is 0. Right? So double check this is 0. And then so here we have 0. And then we have minus 10. So 4 difference, 1, 2, 3, 4. Minus 10 minus 0 is minus 10. And then 0 minus 10. And 10 minus 45 is minus 35. If there is any error, you can just let me know. Okay, I see that he now said it was clear. Very good. And then we have 45 minus 65 is minus 20. Right? So the normalization was done especially here. How many differences Do we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? So we computed all of them. And then we have this point. How much will be the total? So minus 50, 70, 105, 125, 35, minus 160, and then minus 180. Since in the formula we need to normalize, we need to divide, sorry, by 180, then the result will be minus 1. This is the third case in the book, okay? The third case in the book that we have here, page 68. So, and then the third case, the third example, and we have as a result minus 1. Minus 1, which corresponds to iota, right? So we actually verify. So there is a question why we divide by 180, and this is a question. So we go back, and while applying the formula, we understand it, and then we remember that the pointer index is the sum of differences in the equation, but after the sum is computed, we need to divide. There is 1 divided by 180 at the beginning of the formula, right? That's why we divide. Is it clear? Kima? Yes, got it. So we have minus 1, and we can detect a singularity. We also know, given this method, that it's data in this method. There is another a fourth exercise in the book that I invite you to do by yourself. Of course, since we have another lecture tomorrow and other lectures next week, you can try to do by yourself. If there is any doubt or something that you don't understand about the formula, you can write so we can explain in class tomorrow or next week. So I will be happy to help you. I understand it may be tricky. Okay? Yeah, just let me know. Okay, this was a summary and the solving of some doubt. I hope now it's better related to the exercise that we discussed last week. And now we can continue this theoretical discussion about matching. So we described initially the rich factor, how it is sensed, and the feature extraction. So which features we extract. Now we are talking about matching. So how the matching happens. Right? There is a question, the book in the library. So this is the book. So it's from Jane and Ross. You can see it. Introduction to Biometrics. So you can. I provided you the chapter number 2. Yes, chapter is on the platform. So you have chapter number 2, and this is what we have there. So we have the fingerprint description in chapter 2. The book is related to all the biometrics. We have the fingerprint chapter 2. So yes, it is the PDF that I provided. And now the matching. So we are at this point here, so we are now considering the matching. So we have the acquisition of the image through the sensor, feature extraction, and then in case of verification, a claim identity, declared as input, and we retrieve the template corresponding to the claim identity. So we have two sets of minutia. One extracted from the biometrics of real time, and one is retrieved is the template, right? So two sets of features, two sets of minutia. What we need to do now is to find a way to compare it and produce a similarity degree between the input and the template, which is the match score. Once we obtain the match score, we will set a threshold and make based on it, the system will decide if the user has to be accepted and then the identity verified or not. Okay, I can write the author of the book, so because I just received the question, I want to solve it without correctly with it. So, Jane, I can write now the name of the author of the book, and then of course I will provide a slide with the picture of it and all the details. But I can write this. These are the authors of the book, right? Introduction, these are the authors, and then the title for the introduction biometric. Introduction. Okay. Yes. Okay, you are welcome. Okay, so we know where we are in the architecture of the system. And we go more in details about the matches, how the matching happens, right? Based on the knowledge that now we have about the features that we are extracting and information of interest. So again, we in the first part, we estimated the orientation. So we know how to extract each orientation map, the orientation. We know what we can obtain from it, and then we apply the pointer index to detect similarity points, to extract them. This is a loop, this is a lista. In fact, we know that from this local area we can detect a loop by applying the pointer index to the orientation map that we extract here, and then the data, right? So the data in this local area will be detected in the same way. We know now everything about this first part until the extraction of the singularity point. What we are doing now is from level 1 feature extraction, we move to level 2 feature extraction. So we saw last time we discussed the minutia extraction as well, and then we know how to obtain this representation, more detail at level 2 of the feature. And this will be the representation used for match. So we will have two vectors of minutia points that we need to compare. We need to understand if they come from the same person. So the minutia detection, we already discussed something last time, but I want to repeat. The minutia detection is a process based on 3 main steps: binarization, thinning, and detection. So the binarization transforms a grayscale image in a binary image. So we have a saturation process applied to the gray level K, the values of the gray level. This is the input image. This is the output of the binarization. Then the binary. How many values can we see in this image? Binary image. The word suggests something. So we can answer in the chat. How many values do we have in the binary? Only two, right? You can see black and white. So we have this is the output of the binarization. And then we go to the thinning routine where the binary image is submitted to a thinning stage whose goal is to reduce each read to 1 pixel. So the output of the thinning procedure will be that the image, every read, will be 1 pixel wide. Because at the end we need to locate specific pixels, which are the one corresponding to minutia. And then the detection is a simple scan, of course, of the image, where we understand which pixel corresponds to the minutia. Of course, where there is n, we have just one black pixel is a neighbor, we have a region. If we have a bifurcation, then 3 black pixels would be neighbor. This was the criteria that we discussed. Right? It is also ridge bifurcation. You can see here one more time, and then ridge and minutia location. And then this is a tool that we are going to in a practical question, in a practical lecture. So we will have a lecture only related to lab. So we will see implementation of these algorithms in MATLAB. So how to enhance the fingerprint and other different operations on for a lecture, so we will be able to work practically on these techniques that we are seeing. This is the detection, and then we start to consider the matching process more in detail. So we have a process based on minutia. So when we compare two fingerprints, so we always talk about, in this case, a pairwise process. We need two fingerprints, and then we extract minutia from them, and then we have minutia-based matching, which consists in finding the alignment that results in the maximum number of minutia there. And this is the definition that we are going to analyze and in a few minutes. So I promise that at the end of this lecture you will know what are we talking about. So alignment and minutia pairing. We clarify all this concept. We also discussed that this case, this specific case, is a case of genuine match, right? Where we have most of the minutia are corresponding, so a high number of minutia correspond, so likely this matching is genuine. The score, corresponding score, which is a function of the number of paired minutia, will be high score, high similarity score, and then the user will be probably accepted. This is what we expect. The problem, right? So the formulation problem related to match. We have a fingerprint query. So for example, there is a kind of displacement of the finger on the sensor. So there is a different orientation of the fingerprint that you can see, right? And then the template fingerprint with vertical orientation that the finger flies through the eye. And then we have m minutia point extracted from the query and n minutia point extracted from the query. So we have, this is how we represent mathematically the set of minutia points from the query, n, so I from 1 to n is the number of minutia points extracted from the query, and then we have xi, yi are the location of each minutia, but every minutia point has also a local orientation. Theta expresses the orientation of that minutia point, the local region orientation of that point. Okay, there is a question that I want to clarify, so very good that you are so interactive. So the question is, what's the difference between query and template? Very good. And I also see that one of you answered as well. So the template comes from the data. Very good. So we are understanding. The query is the fingerprint input at the verification time. At this point, I can explain using the architecture. Right? So the template is the set of minutia point extracted during enrollment and stored in the database with label. The label is the identity of the person. And this is the truth, right? This is the ground truth that we have. The query is called query because we don't know if the claim identity is the true one. So the system will have to verify by comparing the minutia point extracted from the query and the template. At this point, given the question, I can go back to the architecture very quick. And very good. So we have the enrollment. Right? So I'm answering now to the question difference between query or also prove and template or gallery. So we have enrollment. We acquire the biometric, extract features, and build the template with these extracted features. The template will be this entry in the database with features associated with the label of the identity of the person. For example, Peter submits during enrollment is using his smartphone, right? So this is a sensor, fingerprint sensor integrating in the smartphone of Peter. So Peter submits his identity, fingerprint, and then during enrollment, feature extracts are stored in FTP. So Peter has this set of minutia points, and these are stored in the database. Then, during verification, Peter submits again the fingerprint, another simple fingerprint, the identity. This time it's a query because we don't know if this fingerprint is exactly from Peter or not. So Peter as identity during verification is just claimed. The system has the goal of verifying it. So again, we go here to the verification extract feature, and we compare Peter's minutia point to the template label as Peter. Right? So truth versus the real-time information. And then the system will answer yes or no. So these are the two different moments of query and template. So is it clear the difference between query and template? Okay. And then there is another question. So feel free to ask that there is someone who has like mouse. I don't know if I pronounce very well, but maybe not. But yeah, so I'm waiting for the question. So local reads are estimated. So is it the formula to estimate it? We didn't use a formula to estimate the local reads. The local reads, you mean the orientation? So you mean the local reach orientation? I can write it. Local reach orientation. I'm glad to clarify this point. So you want to know if there is a formula to estimate the local reach orientation? Please let me know. Oh yes, so we define local reach orientation, which is this data here. We define the local reach orientation. Okay? So I can now use this part of the whiteboard so that we can, for example, this is a portion of the image, right? And then we have, let's say, a reach which goes in this direction. We consider the local reach orientation at this point, at this sector, x and y, which can be, for example, minus or not. In this case, it's not. So I'm giving the general definition, and I can also give you a reference where I give it. So as a reference related to the definition of local reach orientation, you may want to consider the slide of the first lecture, because we gave them the definition, but I can give you right now also the reference in the chapter 2 of the book where this definition is provided, and there is a very nice figure that I also reported on the slide, and it's the figure 2.6 at page 56. That is where you can see the local orientation. But I can repeat for you. So we need to compute them, so follow the definition. We have the direction of the tangent to the ridge and the horizontal axis here. This is our data. Right? So we have the pixel P, coordinate x and y here, and then we have the tangent to the ridge. This theta is the local ridge orientation at this point, and the range will be between 0 and 180. So 180, 0, 180. Is the range that we can consider for the local ridge orientation. If the theta is on the other side more than 180, we normalize in this way. So this is what is it clear now? I think yeah. Just let me know if I answer clearly. Yeah, so very good. So we can go ahead, but it's very important that you ask questions. So anytime it's good for you, so you can follow better. Okay, now we know the difference between equivalent and plate. We know everything in the representation of the dimension, right? Location of the point and the local reach orientation, how to obtain, how they are defined. And then now the question that I asked at the end of the last lecture is, when we have the query and the template, we extract minutia points, if they belong to the same identity or not, are the number of minutia struct the same? Because we have here 1m. M minutia points extracted from the query. And on the other side, the display and minus of. So the question is, are and then always different? Because these are numbers like 150, 170. Are they and then always different? Yes, they are not the same. Ima, so very good. They are not the same. Right? We can have like a missing minus, even if the fingerprint belong to the same entity. There are some acquisition issues that they may cause, as we analyzed last time, they may cause some difference in the minus information. And then the number as well. This is how we formulate the problem. So comparison between two sets of information, comparison between local information and orientation, and the output of the matching will be a function f of the number of paired dimensions. We will define paired dimensions. Corresponding dimension, the number we provide, right, will be used in order to compute the match. So the degree of similarity of the will be based on the number of corresponding dimensions. Here we analyze at this point the algorithm. So the matching algorithm. Again, we don't see images anymore because we extract the financial and then query and template, and we want to compare them. So the first step of the matching algorithm will be alignment. I'm going to define each step very soon. I want to just give you first an overview. Once we align the query and the template, we have them in the same coordinate system. We compare, see which one are corresponding, and then we can count based on the number of the pair mentioned. Here, we can compute the score, similarity score. This system will work on the score. So we had inside a design, during the assignment threshold step. Based on the threshold, we make automatically the decision. Some questions are coming, right? Some of you is writing some waiting. There is any doubt on this line? No. Okay, so we have the first step, the alignment. So let's think and reason about this word and why do we need it? What does it mean, alignment? When you think about alignment, what is doing, why this a step to start matching before comparing. Right. Let's go back in the slide. When we have the set of minutiae in the query, right, and the template, let me also show images. Let's say these are my fingerprints, both of them. The second acquired during enrollment, and the first one just now at this time. These are my fingerprints. So do they look the same? Or there are differences, really, both of them are for me. So do they look? No, they don't look the same, right? Because, for example, I place in a different way during the verification my finger on the sensor. Right? What does it mean? So if I place the finger, my finger, on the sensor as shown in the query, so how do I expect the corresponding match with respect to the template one? Any idea? So we agree that they are not the same, right? They are from the same person, but the numbers, sides, x, y, and z are not the same. So what, as a general observation, what can we find in the minutia step, in the minutia point, in the query different from the template based on this acquisition where I place the finger in a different way? Right? Which are the different? So we are talking about points located with x and y and with a certain orientation. Differences will be, of course, in location and orientation. Since this is how I place the finger, for example, they will be all the minutia will be rotated of a certain angle, right? Because instead of the finger being placed like vertically, I just rotate it of like maybe 30 degrees or 45 degrees. So all the minutia will be rotated of a certain angle, right? There are some questions that I want to read from you guys. So we have to search the same point in template as in query, corresponding minutia, then again. Although we have the same person involved, we have not the same minutia. But yeah, so this is what we are reasoning about, right? So we have the same person, but if I place the finger rotated in a rotated way on the surface of the sensor, then all the minutia will be rotated, for example, 30 degrees or 45 degrees. And then the theta in each minutia point won't be exactly the same as in the template. Right? So there is a rotation. And the system matching should take into account about this possible rotation due to differences in acquisition. If the matching is robust, this is what we want. And current matching up. So we are going to see how it's robust. Another issue will be the difference, even if minutia are corresponding, they are not exactly in the same position. But for example, this minutia here will be at like 200 and 300, and the same here, for example, will be at 400 and 300. Right? So we will have a translation of minutia. Now, is the idea like here? There are other questions of is it correctly placed corresponding to the sensor? So the difference in orientation, we are going to see how the system is robust, the matching algorithm is robust, and how the kind of this difference in positioning of the finger is taken into account, and then the matching will be robust, which means there is a tolerance, and even if you place like, this orientation, difference in orientation, your fingers, it will be matched versus the template, right? So we don't have so strict the finger on the pencil. So we want to understand how the matching is robust, is differences in positioning of the finger, for example. So we are discussing the alignment. So we can read the definition. So now that you have an idea about what happens, that difference between, for example, the positioning of the finger during the definition and the positioning of the finger during the enrollment, right? Then the alignment. So we have, of course, two fingerprint impressions to be compared, which is what the next sheet will do. And then they can result from two different placements of the sensor. And we saw the image, right? One was like completely different orientation. We have two different placements of the sensor. This is something that we consider because it happens all the time. We don't place the fingerprint, so the finger of the sensor in exactly the same way. Since minutia points are like, let me write here. So I want you see the data, right? The minutia and I will be X, Y, and theta. As we saw, these are numbers like 232 and then like 151 and then the orientation will be 50 correctly. So this is the minutia that I store like in the template, for example. And when I want to verify my identity, I will never have that this minutia is placed in the same way as in the template. So we always have a different between the placement on the sensor of the finger. That is easy, correctly placed corresponding to the sensor. So Hima, could you please repeat this question, reformulate it? So is it correctly placed corresponding to the sensor? So we cannot talk about a correct placement or not. We have different. So we don't play during enrollment and verification. We don't place the finger on the sensor in the way. Possible there will be some differences, even small, in location and orientation of the minutia point. We extract from the configuration of the point. And then that's why it's important that the match before finding the corresponding minutia applies an alignment process. The alignment process transforms the two sets of minutia into the same coordinate system, where we don't have a different placement of the sensor. So we consider that we transform them into the same coordinate system, so that any displacement, any difference in placement of the finger of the sensor will be taken into account. And then we will have the second step of matching, which is correspondence. So we look at this point for pairs of corresponding minutia, and we form pairs of corresponding minutia. So what pairs with one element in the template and one element in the query. So pair. And then the score generation. So we have three steps: alignment, correspondence, and score generation. During score generation, as I anticipated, the net score output of the system is computed as a function of the number of pairs of corresponding minutia. Right? So I'm receiving some questions, so I'm going to read them out as well. And then here, two sets of minutia means a set of minutia from the query and a set of minutia from the template. Yes. So the answer is yes. We always have during matching the fingerprint of registration and then the template. Set of minutia extracted during a test, stored in the database, and set of minutia extracted via time from the fingerprint submit at the moment of application. And then another question, means corresponding to minutia from pairs. This is the question. I don't understand the question. So Hina is okay with the answer. And then there is another question from Hima that not clear to me. So means corresponding to minutia from pair. So the pair. So the pair of minutia are a pair where one element is in the same place and one element is in the place. Pairs of corresponding minutia form, yes. Because you have, we will see each step, so you don't have to get, we will go in detail. So you will then back, and we have the query and the template, which are two separated sets of minutia. We need to first eliminate any difference due to the difference in placement of the sensor. Once we do this, our goal will be to pair them. So the red is from the template and the blue from the query. We need to verify the correspond. And then this is how we verify the identity. I'm receiving many questions, so that's good. Even if it seems to be the same person, it will depend on the person. Yeah. So we don't do like any visual match, right? So we always extract minutia, we output the match score, and then based on the threshold of the system, the decision will be made. Like if the match score is higher than the threshold, then the user will be accepted. Otherwise, it will be rejected. So can you work? Oh, can you work on your microphone because it's very hard? Oh, so not every of you can hear. So how is the voice? So can you hear now? Yeah, it's okay. So I see that maybe I can for now, and the microphone will be better. So is the microphone better now without the video? Is better? Yes, it's better. Okay. For now. Okay. So now after this overview about the matching algorithm, we will start from details about the alignment. So step by step now. So since we have 1 more hour, so what we can do, we can take like 10-minute break now and be back up. For you will be 3:08. Let's say 10 minutes. So in 10 minutes we can, if you're okay, in 10 minutes we can start the alignment so that we have a break after the overview and we go in detail. So if you, of course, if you have any questions during this time, you just ask that we are doing. I'm very happy about it. Okay, so we can continue in just a minute, which is your time 3:08. All right, thank you. Okay, so we are back. So let me know if you can hear now the voice. Yes, so we can continue. The camera is on, but okay. So the important is that you can hear, you can see the slide, and you can see it, right? Okay, so I see yes, no, yes. Okay, so we want to continue from the alignment, and the alignment is for the reason that we discussed needed before finding the number of corresponding dimensions. Then we can define the alignment as being a rigid transformation. So what does it mean, rigid transformation? The rigid transformation involves like two operations, as you can see here. Right? You follow my concept, rotation and translation. So the rotation is needed because we have in the dimension differences in ridge orientations. We can find some differences in orientation due to different displacement and placement of. So what we have here is the rotation of my motion, that is operation, and then the translation. From this position, we translate to the other one. So difference in x and y coordinates, so difference in direction and difference in orientation. So we have rigid transformation, which means translation direction, for example, and or rotation. Translation and rotation. Now, these are the same as the match, right? So we have the plate and then the set of m dimension, input set of n minus a point, and these are represented as we can see in this figure, the template, and then the query where the figure has a different placement. Now, the goal is to report project with points in the same coordinate system where we don't have different placements, and we apply rotation and transmission to this set so that they can be compared, they can be paired and matched. So the voice is not clear. So now, is it better for the voice? So let me see, let me know if it's better. Now it's okay. So I'm using a different microphone. So now is it clear for like yes, many of you? So I just go ahead. I can repeat. So I can just summarize this slide. I just discussed one slide after the break. So if it's clear now the voice, I summarize the alignment, right? The concept of alignment as a first step of the matching algorithm. So we have a rigid transformation to accomplish, which is based on a rotation. So each point is rotated by a certain theta angle, and then translation. So it's a local variation, so we translate each point and then we change the position and x and y coordinate. So here we have a figure on the right side of the template and the corresponding factor minutia and the query. Right? So what we do, we rotate and translate the set of minutia of the template of people so that we can report them, project them in the same core system as the query. You can see that we have rotated that from this angle to this angle. And these are rotated so that we can reproduce the placement of the query. And then we also need to translate them. For example, this minus here, this value here, and we can summarize the rigid transformation applied by the alignment in this figure, a rotation and translation of the minutia. And then once after the alignment, we are ready to compare the set of minutia. Now, any doubt about this part? So we have an idea, we have the concept of rigid transformation, what we are doing and why. So can you answer to this? What is the alignment? And then why we do this? Why we need to start matching from alignment? Are these 2 points clear? Feel free to answer in the chat, so some answer in the chat. So these are the main things. So what is the alignment? What we do physically on the menus and why? Right? So is it clear? So we can just go ahead and give more details. Okay. And yes, so I see, I can read some of your answers so that you are following me. We are rotating the query image to the corresponding template. So more than an image, we are acting on the set of minutia. So we want to use the minutia to represent the identity. We don't use the image anymore. So we have the image only to extract the set of points that we need. In fact, as you can also read from the slide, the input are 2 sets of minutia points. So we don't have the image anymore at this point. I want it's clear. So every operation we do on set of minutia points. Right? And then alignment, this is the first observation. And then we have alignment allows us to use template in the same axis. Yeah, the concept is something that you are getting, so I'm very glad. For matching the minutia point in ridge orientation by finding angle between them. So we will see how that, yeah, you are using good intuition. So I think you are ready for more details because you got the main point related to the first step of matching, which may not be so easy. So we have here a very nice figure aligning input reach, template reach. Right? So the template minutia, we have a coordinate axis, and then the template minutia here, the input minutia. Here. So we need to translate them, like one of them, of delta x and delta y. And then we have, this is the input reach, the reach from the input image, which is the query, and the template ridge. So the ridge in the image we acquire during a roll. We want to rotate it of delta theta. So we first translate according to this rigid movement of delta x and delta y. We translate, so you can follow my point. Once we translate using these two parameters, we can rotate of theta. So this is the visually here, you can see which one is the transformation that we are applying. Rigid, so we first translate and then we rotate. This is the transformation that we are doing when we align the minutia point extracted from the input image to the one extracted from the template. Okay, still no issues about the microphone, right? So you can hear, you can see here. Usually the transformation that is applied during the alignment is based on how transform. This is a common algorithm used for aligning to settle minutia. And we can see how it works here. So we will see the algorithm. So for every possible pair of minutia, we compute transformation parameters, and then delta x, delta y, and delta theta used for rotation translation. And then we will use an accumulator array with alternative. At the end, we can obtain the aligned minutia set. So Lisa, is the voice good for you? Because you're not an issue with it. So there is an issue with the voice now. So I'm trying to get it better. Maybe. How about now? Is it better? So I removed the video, select the, okay. There is an issue with the microphone. Now still, is it better? I see that still cropped. It should be probably better now. See, the signal is better in my scale here. How about? Okay, now it works well. Very good. So I remove the video. It's nice now. Okay, very good. So we are discussing an example of how transform. Sorry, the how transform is an example of the alignment, a way to implement the alignment. So we have for every possible minutia, we compute the transformation parameter. Which transformation? The rigid one that we discussed. So we will need to find the optimal parameters, which means delta theta, delta y. So how much we need to translate the read in the input minutia point and the delta theta, which is how much we need to rotate the minutia point starting from B compared to the temperature, right? So here we solve minutia set number 1, minutia set number 2. We will use an accumulator array to determine the parameter, and then the result will be that we have the minutia set in an aligned way. And this is the algorithm. So you will find this algorithm also in the book. So it's a general algorithm, and then you can implement in the language that you want, but we will see also implementation in MATLAB. Yes, so there is a question, what is an accumulator array? Now we are gonna see in this algorithm the concept of accumulator, right? Because we have a variable here, and then we use it to accumulate the values of the variable, as we can see. So the output of the transformation will be, yes, we will use it to store the data, okay, at each step. So we have the output are transformation parameters, delta x, delta y, and delta theta. And then we initialize the accumulator array, so this variable a, to 0. And then we will use it to store the data, as some of you wrote. We have two for loop. Why two for loop? Because we have the input is part set of minutia. One with m element and one with n element. So I and j. And then for each minutia in the input, we compute the difference in theta in orientation with the query one, the corresponding input query. So n and m, j and I are doing it. And the same we do, we compute delta x and delta y. This is done for each possible pair of minutia. So we have nested for loop, as you can see, and the result will be stored in the accumulator, so delta x and y, as you can see. We will use these parameters to perform mathematically the rotation and the translation of each minutia. So we have more, this is the descriptor of the specific how transform, right? So we don't want to go like in details, but I wanted to provide you these are examples of application. And this is the transformation that we are doing. So the goal is to determine those parameters. We also see an implementation in MATLAB that I provide to you. So if you are familiar with MATLAB, you can also run and use like these are, as you can see, the function. Second step, rotation, and then the output will be x, delta y, and the delta theta. So we have the number of minutia, 1, 2, 20, and the third. The aligned minutia. These are just some examples where we apply the half transform and include the normalization window. And the sound is still, yeah, it should be okay, right? It is a red sign for the, yes. The sound now should be fine. There was, now it should be fine, the sound. I see, as I see, right? Is it fine, the sound? Yes, yes, so I see that's fine. Yes, so we have we have seen some code about how to transform. We now are in the, okay, the alignment was explained, where the voice was okay. There is, I just gave some explanation about the what was in the slides. It's just, so we just focus on one example of algorithm to align minutia, which is based on how transform. And now we can see the pairing, right? So we can see the pairing, and which is the second step of the matching. So once we have aligned the two minutia set, we can pair the corresponding minutia. How to pair? This is the question now. So how to pair the minutia? We have a minutia A in the template and the minutia B in the query. They pair according to two specific rules. Of course, we have two different information in the minutia, as I said multiple times, on location and orientation, and we will need to consider them. The distance between minutia, and if it is in a predefined distance location. And also, we need to consider the angle between their directions, which should be in a predefined fashion. Okay. We are gonna see example how to pair minutia. So this is the algorithm. So this is a general algorithm that we can use to pair minutia. And then again, these are at this point the minutia set initially. We have obtained from the alignment the parameters, so we know how to transform them. But now, in the loop, minutia by minutia, we need to consider the different, so the distance in location, if it is less than a threshold, distance threshold TD, or the end rotation between them. So if it's less than a rotation, so angle threshold. And then if this is true, so if both thresholds are, if both distance and rotation threshold are like requirement that meets in this pair, then we can increase the counter. The counter number which counts the number of pairs dimensions. So again, let me repeat one more time. Yes. There is a question, we have to set the distance threshold. So let's again consider, so I will use the whiteboard here. So we have here the minutia, right? Minutia contains information about the location X and Y, as I told you, and the orientation theta, right? So we have here, once we want to compare the minutia, we need to consider a distance threshold to measure if the distance is small enough so that they can pair. And the distance in terms of angle, so rotation, threshold to see if they are not like rotating too much. And then, because they have to correspond, so we are considering corresponding minutia only. So the counter will increase when we find a pair of corresponding minutia. How can we define paired minutia? They have to be in a distance which is less than a distance threshold, and they have to be the difference in the angle, the orientation has to be less than a rotation threshold. Right? So this is so the answer is yes. We set a distance threshold when counting the paired minutia. And now we can see a case of study which clarify the algorithm itself. So why do we need a distance threshold? Why do we need a angle threshold? For example, we have minutia of the query are mapped into coordinates of the query. So we have questions to ask. So this is the case of study. Which minutia are paired in this figure? So the question for is, according to the discussion that we had, which are the minutia that pair? So for example, M6 and M3 are paired or not? Here, right? We have M3, minutia 3, and minutia 6. So M3 is from the template, M6 is from the query. Now we need to understand by applying the algorithm that we just discussed if they pair or not. This is the goal, right? And how to do it. We need to consider the distance threshold and the distance in rotation. And then we need to count the difference in location and orientation and see if they are less than both thresholds, right? So in this figure, M6 and M3, do they pair or not? Right, so one, the distance is still fine because the distance is the distance between in coordinates between these 2 points. So it's still less than the distance shown. But which is the problem here? Why they don't pair? Yeah, they don't pair. So why? The distance is okay, so they are not like very far. But what's the problem? The angle very good. So the difference in orientation is not less than the rotation threshold. So they don't pair. This is not a pair of corresponding minutia, right? Then the orientation is actually the answer is not that the orientation is different. The answer is according to the algorithm used for pairing minutia. The correct answer is the difference in orientation between minutia is not less than the orientation threshold. Right? This is the answer. But that's why we don't pair. So we can answer to Y2. So which one are the pair minutia? Given me the number. So the Manusha pair, so the pair in Manusha, right? The pairing Manusha here are determined based on the distance between the Manusha, which should be less than a distance threshold, and the difference in orientation should be less than an angle threshold. In this case, M6 and M3 don't pair, not because of the distance, because they are enough close, but because of the orientation. So the difference in orientation is not less than the threshold angle. If you can see, the orientation is very different. Right? So it's, the sound is to be fine now because I see the signal. And I hope it's clear. And I'm receiving now some correct answer to the question that I have. So the Manusha pairs in this case study are, as you are writing, so you are following, M1 and M2, they pair. So I can show you with pointer. M1 and M2, and then also M5 and M4. As you are writing M3 and M6, they don't pair, right? So these are not pairing. M6 and M4, they pair, 4 and 5, they pair, 2 and 1, they pair, and 2 and 5, they pair, right? So there is a Manusha which doesn't have the corresponding one and 1. And this is how the algorithm works. Okay, so yeah, the maximum angle threshold is, it depends, so it's not something that I can provide. It's something that is designed, so there is a tolerance associated with the matching system, and it's like the threshold that you want. It's the same question as when you ask which one is the threshold on the match or that I want to set for the system. So it depends on the requirement of the application. In the same case here, the thresholds are always set based on the requirement. So if we want to have more tolerance, and then the threshold of course is lower. If we have like less tolerance, then the threshold is higher, so we have a less tolerance versus distance versus difference in angle, and then less Manusha will be varying, right? So this is the answer that I can provide. So I cannot provide a number, but it depends, of course, on the tolerance that we want to have in the system. Manusha pairing, so we have another example, M1 and 1 and 2 pair, and then how to generate the match score. So usually the function which determines the similarity match score and then the value that the output of the system is for making the automatic decision, we have that this function is the details, specific details are not secret. Matching algorithms are usually pattern and then proprietary to the company which makes them. But we know that they are usually a function of the number of corresponding matches. For example, in this case, we have the value of the match score is 614. So among all the set of Manusha, we have only 3 at the bottom here. They don't have it. Only one in the top as well. Okay, maybe Urdu Minutia, for example, or they can just be mixed here according to the quality of the application, right? Okay, so there is Lisa. She asked the question. I don't understand how we say two minutia are paired or not. Then at this point we go back. We can go back here to the algorithm, right? So we discussed this algorithm. This is the algorithm used for pairing minutia. So we have the input are aligned minutia at this point because we are in the second step of matching. And then we have two information per minutia. So Lisa, which are these information? Which information are contained in the minutia point? This should be clear, otherwise you cannot understand how we pair them. Right? You can see here the point, so x, y, and theta. So which information is contained in the minutia point? Two kinds of information. Location and then orientation. So very good. Now, in order to understand if they correspond or not, the distance and then the location information should be less than a distance threshold. And we can see the condition here at this time. And at the same time, the rotation between them should be less than a mango threshold. Visually, this is how the algorithm works. If these two conditions are verified for the pair of minutia that we are considering, because we have to nested for loop, then we increment the counter to count the number of paired minutia. And visually, as we saw, for example, here, the difference, so we consider y and 1 and then 2 pairs. Why? Because the distance between the location is less than a distance threshold. It's very small. Right? For example, it can be 10 pixels. It depends on how tolerant we want the system. And then the difference between the orientation is also small. Right? These orientations are very similar, so the difference will be smaller than an angle threshold. Since these two conditions are verified, we can consider that this pair of mention is, this pair of mention is correspond. So this is the corresponding pair, and we can increase the counter. So, yeah. How much the distance threshold, as I also explained to understand the task, it depends. So this question is decided based on the requirement. So if we want to be more tolerant or not. So I cannot provide a specific number. Right? When we talk about threshold, it depends on the data. There will be a specific value is not given by me, or you cannot find the value of the threshold in the book. It depends on the application. If you want an application more secure, then you will have less tolerance. If you want an application like more tolerant, then the threshold will be lower, so more minutia will be there. Oh, in the example, in this example, this is just a case of study, right? Because you don't have even the coordinates. So at this point, if you want the value of the threshold, right, you should ask also how much is the specific location of each point, right? And two, and the angle. So these are not provided, it's just visually a visual representation of what we are doing. But you need first to provide, we need to see an example where we provide first the location of each point, and then the orientation, we compute the difference, and we establish a threshold. This is something that we can do, okay? Yeah. Here it's visually that you can see that these are completely, this different is completely, it's high, right? These are completely into different orientations. So this is an example more intuitive than reduction numbers, just to give a concept. But the specific values are different. We can do examples of these values. Why not? So it can be, for example, a threshold distance of 10 pixels. Why not? We can set. In this case, the main point here is that, so why we don't have any numbers here? Because the point to get is that even if the distance is close, this minutia don't pair because of the orientation. This is completely different than the orientation of minutia number is completely different than the orientation of minutia number 3. Then they don't pair. That's why they don't pair. So the answer to the question why which minutia pair or which not, we need to consider what? Distance in location and the difference in orientation is not very high. Very high with respect to specific threshold angle, right? But here it's evident that they are completely different orientations, so they don't pair here. And this is the reason why these 4 pairs, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this not, because of the difference in the orientation, which is not less than what expected. Right? Is clear, Lisa? Okay, thank you. So we are now considering the, you are very welcome. We can actually even do an example with numbers, but it's still, I mean, in the algorithm, the concept is what you need to know. So the threshold really depends on the system. As you can ask which one is the specific value of the threshold on the match score. So we will have like examples, then training provided to the system. So based on examples of genuine imposter, we set a specific value. And the same happens for the pairing match, right? So these are tolerance values. And then we are now generating the match score. Right? We want to generate the match score. How? We know the number of minutia pairs, so we use it and we compute the match score similarity match score as a function of the paired minutia, the number of paired minutia. So of course, if it's higher, if it's high, as the case of genuine that we are seeing now, then we will have like a high match score. Right? Here only 3 minutia pair or on the top of the query. This is the case of genuine. What about this other case? Of course, we have like the match score is just 7. So we probably use the match. This matching is related to an imposter. The query is imposter and the template is the authorized event. We don't match the claim event is not matching the one of the template. This is the case. Also here we have a number 7, just to show that only seven, I mean only a few number of Manusha pairs, and then here we have 614. So we don't know exactly which is the threshold. But of course, because the specific value depends on the application, how many false acceptance rates you want to have, right? And this is generally this will be a genuine, and this will be the case of imposter match. Only few Manusha are pairs. So mainly among let's say set of 200 or 150, of course, this will result in low match score, and the decision made by the system will be match. Right? So again, I summarize here how the match or the similarity match score is computed. Then we have the match score. We need number of missed Manusha, then distortion, and some other features that are protected. So we don't know exactly how, but of course, this is the match score is weighted based on the number of per Manusha, missed Manusha, that indicates that we saw before, distortion, and other features. Here we can see some error rate of state of the art. So you can ask how well these fingerprint recognition systems work. The answer is it depends on we need people of so what we do we set the full acceptance rate, which is usually given by the application, right? So 0.1% full acceptance rate. So the percentage of inputs that are wrongly accepted. And then we have the corresponding false rejection rate. So this is 0.6 in the case of US operational data, government operational data. So in this database, we have heterogeneous data also, like older people are included in the data, and then the quality, the condition from finger data, they vary very much. They may also be like required. So many people are rejected. In the second case, we have better quality imaging with no older population, and for the same false acceptance rate, we have a much lower false rejection rate. So the performance depends on the data. We don't have a non-square. So, and we can also look for, so we usually look for a trade-off between false acceptance rate and false rejection rate. Again, it depends on the requirement of security of the application. And these are error rates based on one finger. I just received another question in the chat, which I'm very happy about it, so I can read it. We see that we have to extract singularity point. Does the singularity point are computed to obtain the match score result, or the match is scored only from match? This is a very good question. So I'm very glad that you are so interactive. We have like two different levels of menus, features that we extract from the finger. And they are like so two different information, right? The singularity point and then the loop data, they are a kind of like cluster information which allow for a general and global classification of fingerprints. For example, we can separate those with the loops from those with hoof, and we have a classification of the type of the fingerprint at that global level. Right? But to perform matching as you can, at this point I can go back the slide of matching with the definition, and uh, we are considering matching algorithm based on minutia point. So we only consider minutia point. We extract minutia point after locating the region. So we need also local information, not only the orientation at the global level with the singularity. And because of singularity are extracted from the orientation map. So only orientation is used with the Poincaré method, for example. That when matching, we need more information, more process, and then we are at level 2 feature extraction. So we extract the set of dimension, location, orientation from the region. We need to locate in the image the regions and then associate, of course, also the orientation. And then we extract minutia and we can match. So we do need minutia, right? And matches come only from minutia. Minutia is a kind of deeper information compared to the singularity point, right? So the singularity is orientation and cluster classification, more general, more global. With minutia, we associate the location to, we have the orientation map, and then for each minutia, the location. Sorry, the orientation, but also the location. We know exactly where the point is in the image. So it's a more detailed information that we can have and, with 500 bit images. So it's a level because it's more detailed information. The granularity is fine. So I hope, and this is how we can perform matching, right? Does this answer? Did I answer the question? I see that it's green, the audio now. So did I answer the question? Mouse. Patara mouse. So just let me know in chat if it's clear. The answer to your question. Yes, so very good. Thank you. It was very important as a question, so we could discuss with. So we can connect more all the different topics that we are considering right now. So this concludes the part with matching, and also this second lecture. So we have a few seconds. So before concluding today, we have the fourth lecture tomorrow. Tomorrow will be with we will generate. So we have like discussion about theoretical concepts. So very important. Now tomorrow we can apply this concept using starting from a tool. So will be more a lab lecture. We will use a tool to generate synthetically figured. So we will apply the concept that we have there, especially in the first part of the lecture, right? Yes, I will make sure that the microphone will be in better condition. I'm using the microphone that you prefer last time, so I'm just checking with the connection, like for tomorrow class. Yes. So see you tomorrow then. Thank you for attending. Okay. Thank you. Bye. Yeah, this audio, the audio now it should be fine tomorrow. So I see that it's much better. So there are still 7. Yeah, so it's now, yeah, I'm using the microphone that I used last time. So, but I think probably still was okay, right? All right, so see you tomorrow. Bye. Yeah, this one is better, right? So yes, so I will have everything set. But I hope you still follow the lecture. Thank you, you're very welcome. Thank you for attending.